You must have heard of the news by now that EZ-link and NETS Flashpay are going to go through a transition phase, and from 1st June 2024 onwards, they are not able to be used unless they are enhanced and upgraded to the Simplygo card as well as the NETS Prepaid Card. So what that really means for you, because all this information is plastered over the news and you're thinking, what is going to happen? So to be super clear, it's not that EZ-link and NETS is going to go away. It's just that your EZ-link card has to be upgraded to the EZ-link Simplygo card. And then for your NETS Flashpay card, you have to exchange it for a NETS Prepaid Card, which is an upgraded version. And concession card users are not going to be affected. They can continue using their card for now, as well as those people who are already using the Simplygo on their mobile phones or the smartwatches. So these two groups of people will not be affected. Life goes on. In fact, in my 13,000 members Telegram group, more than 70% of you have already started using Simplygo and not using the physical cards anymore. So I guess for my community, most of you are not affected. And if you want to participate in such similar posts, then join us at over 13,000 members at the Honey Money SG Telegram group. The other news is for drivers, because previously you could use the NETS Flashpay card for both your ERP and parking fees, as well as taking a public transport. But now that the NETS Flashpay is going to get phased out, you cannot use one card for two purposes. So you must hold the two cards, because it's kind of a different platform. But I guess it only affects a very small majority, because how many drivers really take the public transport regularly? So the good thing about transitioning to this Simplygo platform is that there's no need to do any kind of top up anymore if you're using credit cards for your Simplygo usage. So you don't need to queue at those GTM general ticketing machines where you have to top up and queue behind people who are fiddling with that machine. And you know the frustrating thing about taking MRT is that you need to have a minimum of $3 in your card. Otherwise, you have to go to the machine to top up. So Simplygo will kind of alleviate that issue. At the same time, with Simplygo, you can also earn some credit card rewards if you use the right credit cards, which is why we are here today. You can also use the Simplygo app to file for a refund on overcharged fares if you see that they have recorded the wrong fare based on your tap in and tap out exit. But that's all the good thing. What about the bad thing? Because we have seen all this news daily, and the most important thing seems to be that people are unable to see the fare charge exactly on their exit because it's not displayed on the panel anymore for Simplygo cards. But with the Simplygo mobile app downloaded and registered, you can add the card in the Simplygo app, and the transaction is relatively fast. Once you have tapped the exit, within 30 seconds, it will show a notification that you have taken the public transport and what is the fare. The second bad point will be more for drivers. From one card integrated, you now need to hold two cards if you were to take the public transport. But I would say if you're taking public transport so irregularly as a driver, then why not just use the credit card instead? If you don't have a credit card, I'm sure you have an ATM debit card that has a Visa or MasterCard function that could do as well. And I'm sure there are many more bad opinions, but I guess the most hilarious news that I came across was that people were trying to upgrade their normal EZ-link card to the Simplygo card. And it seems that after they are upgraded, there seems to be a mess and error, and they are unable to use that credit card anymore. Until the servers and systems have received the update, then they can unlock the EZ-link card for use. So you see, want to start full transition, off to a bad start really, which gathers a lot of negative opinions online. And as usual, humans are resistant to change because change is the only constant, but people do not like to transition to a new phase of uncertainty. But what if there are good rewards like cashback or miles or reward points that you can earn on this Simplygo transactions? Then it would dangle the carrot in front of them and push more people to use Simplygo, just like the carrot from my sponsor today. Welcome to 2024, and if you haven't heard of Webull yet, here is one of their great features on their trading platform. One of the strong points of Webull is the low trading costs and zero platform fees for US and Hong Kong trades. Also, I will share about how you can transfer your shares to a Webull account to enjoy an exclusive promotion. From now till 31st January, transfer in your shares to Webull and you can earn all these fantastic rewards. How to get the rewards? Firstly, you have to click on Participate Now on the Transfer In promotion banner in the Webull app. Fill out the shares transfer in request form, make an initial transfer in of $5,000 or more, and submit a valid proof within 21 days. You will then receive one cash voucher capped at $150 to subsidize any transfer out fee charged by other brokers, and one commission-free card for 100 trades of US stocks or options. But hold on, that's not all, because you will receive up to 4 batches of Tesla shares worth $2,000 when you transfer in shares valued at least $25,000 and fulfill the holding period, or up to 4 batches of Tesla shares worth $1,000 5,000 US dollars when you transfer in shares valued at least 5,000 US dollars and fulfill the holding period. Let's talk about the transfer process. First thing first, you have to download the shares transfer form, complete it and email it to clientservices@weebusg.com. Subsequently, please contact your respective broker and provide them with the following details to initiate a transfer out request. And refer to the official terms and conditions for all the details. Use my referral link down below or scan the QR code right here to sign up for the Weeboo account today. So here comes the carrot for using Simplygo. What it's going to push you to start using instead of using your normal existing EZ-link or NETS Flashpay card. Let's start with the first option being Standard Chartered Smart. This card is the no minimum spend credit card which gives you 6% cashback on Simplygo transactions. And you heard that very clear. It's no minimum spend, no such spending requirements, and it's a simple 6% cashback. How it works is that Simplygo is one of the eligible merchants to earn that 19.2 reward points, which includes the bonus points of SC360. And then with the SC360 points, you can use it to redeem cashback at a rate of 3,200 points to $10 cashback. So that's an effective rate of 6%. Now, not just for Simplygo public transport, because you can use the Standard Chartered Smart Card for other things like fast food restaurants, McDonald's, KFC, cafe and toast like Toast Box and Yakult, and then your digital subscriptions like Netflix, Disney Plus, all these things. But know that it's a very small whitelist category. So other things like shopping, retail, travel, grocery, restaurant dining, all these are not eligible for 6% cashback. But I mean, as a Simplygo credit card, it's as fast free as it can get. Very clear cut. You just use this card, you tap it in, you tap it out, you get 6% cashback as long as you have accumulated the minimum of 3,200 points, which is not hard to get. I guess around $160 spent per month will get you that 3,200 points for $10 cashback. And as a new customer to Standard Chartered, if you have made a minimum spend of $250 when you sign up with my link via SingSaver, you get $260 of cash reward. So that's like free money for you, right? You just spend $250, you get back $260. So you can use my referral link to sign up for the below card if you haven't yet. The second popular credit card for Simplygo will be DBS Live Fresh, which is giving you 10% cashback. And you see, 10% cashback is much higher than that Standard Chartered Smart 6%. And it comes with its own terms and conditions, of course, because you must hit a minimum spend of $600 per month in order to get that 10% cashback. And how that 10% cashback works is that 5% is your base cashback for meeting that $600 spend, and then the additional 5% is for those green merchants like Simplygo public transport. They want to promote all this ESG stuff, so they give you additional 5%, totaling up to 10%. But of course, there is a cap on the cashback because it is $20 on the contactless cashback cap, which means that at $400 of max spend, you will hit that $20 cashback for 5%. Then the other cashback cap is applied on the online merchant spend category, so you can do your online retail shopping or you pay via online. All these are eligible for that $20 cashback as well. For new customers to DBS, you can use my referral link right here and key in the secret code, which is SC388, and you can get $388 of cashback when you hit the minimum spend requirement of $800 within 60 days of card approval. So that's pretty sweet as well. The last card I want to introduce for Simplygo will be the Citi SMRT card, and this card is going to give you 5% cashback with a minimum spend of $500 per statement month. So if you do not hit that $500 of minimum spend, you will not get that 5% cashback. And you see, once you have earned this cashback, you need to redeem it because they give you in the form of SMRT dollars, and you have to redeem these SMRT dollars in blocks of $10 via SMS. So to me, it's quite troublesome. I'd rather you go with the previous two options first. Now, for new customers to Citi, you can get $300 of cashback if you apply using my referral link and make a minimum spend of $800 within 2 months of card approval. So yeah, you spend $800, you get back $300. Essentially, that's like almost free money to you. And this is definitely not the exhaustive list of credit cards that are eligible to get Simplygo cashback. I just highlighted those that are more popular and have attractive sign-up rewards as a carrot for you to sign up. But I guess regardless of what I say, change is the only constant, and people have to move on with the change and accept it whether you like it or not, because it will get implemented as much as you want to oppose it. And I can even go through the 5 stages of grief for these people who are against the change to Simplygo. The first stage is denial. Definitely happened on the first day when you heard of the news. Huh? Sure or not, my EZ-link card and NETS Prepaid Card cannot use? Cannot be lah, must be fake news and POF. Then you move on to the second stage of grief, which is anger, because in the first month, a lot of people are really unhappy, which is our current status, right? You see so many news and opinions on the internet as well as online media, like so against it, like, wow, I cannot see my fare. Wow, I need to use 2 cards. what is the government thinking? Is this really an upgrade or not, or a downgrade in my lifestyle? That is anger for you. Then they will move on to the third stage of grief, which is probably from February to April, which is the bargaining stage. Like, hey, government, how about we do this? We extend this, then we do this. How about you do this? Then we accept the change. That is bargaining, right? You won't take it lightly, but you also don't want to back down. Which progresses to the fourth stage, which is depression, probably in 1 month before the implementation, like in May. Then it's when people get really depressed. Wow, this change is really going to happen there. What is going to change my lifestyle? Wow, I cannot live it there. I cannot see my fare. I'm really very depressed. And they finally reach the last stage of grief, which is acceptance, probably when it's implemented. And they see that everyone around them is already accepting the Simplygo transition. Like everyone also using Simplygo leh, and I cannot change the fact that it has been implemented. So I just accept lor. And yes, at the current date of publishing, we are still at that anger stage. So yeah, in the next few months, you will see all this progress to the bargaining, depression, and acceptance stage, and we'll wait and see. Which brings me to the point that all these card strategies are just carrots. How about if you want to know my effective credit card strategy for 2024, then I can refer you to a previous video, which you should watch it right here.